Okay, so thanks very much for clicking through. I really do appreciate it. And obviously I understand and appreciate that you don't know either myself or Miriam, who's here on the video as well. So just by quick background, my name's James Michael. I'm the CEO and founder of Justified Talent. We're a specialist recruitment firm. And in this particular instance, we're working with Miriam Sandkuhler, who's the CEO of Property Mavens, to help her find some franchisees who are going to join her burgeoning business here in Victoria. Hey, Miriam, how you doing?
Hey James, I'm really great. Thank you.
Good, excellent. So, Miriam, before we get into the franchise opportunity itself, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us a bit about how you got here.
Yeah, so I've worked in real estate for the last 20 years. I started in managed investment scheme real estate, so I have a financial advice background. I ended up getting into resi real estate after that, then straight into buyer advocacy, bit of a stint in project sales, back into buyer advocacy. And 8 years later, here I am with a well-established brand and reputation in the industry.
Okay, fantastic. And what's led you to the point of deciding to franchise it?
Yeah, well, I basically don't like the traditional real estate sales model where you've got a director at the top. They keep the bulk of the money and then they cannibalise their own staff and compete with them. I felt that was exceptionally unfair. And so I created a model specifically for property advocacy, i.e. buyer and vendor advocacy, where, franchisees keep 84% of all the revenue they generate, yet they have everything in place for them in the way of a business in a box, so they can hit the ground running and start doing deals and making money rather than worrying about trying to set up a business from scratch and spending six figures to do so.
Okay, fantastic. Now, you've got blogs, you're appearing on Property TV. I know you've written a book. You've even been, recognized with various business awards. Talk us through the future of property advocacy.
Yeah, well, there's definitely more and more interest in it. Certainly people are becoming aware of the fact they need help. They want concierge and more personalised services. So they want someone who is a skilled advisor to help them. And they want someone to guide them through these really important property decisions. And, from the perspective of property advocacy, when I work with clients, I'm frequently helping someone downsize and helping them sell via vendor advocacy, and then helping them buy on the other side as soon as they've sold their property. So there's an enormous amount of advice that's required in this role. It's highly consultative. It's totally different to sales. Sales can be somewhat transactional, and selling a house has got no similarity whatsoever to buying a home. So it's imperative that, even if people come from a real estate sales background, they do need to unlearn how to be a selling agent, and then they do need to be formally trained in how to be a property advocate.
Okay, fantastic. And I assume as part of the franchise, you're going to give them that capacity. You're going to help them cross that divide, as it were, if they are coming from residential sales, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole business in a box solution, but that includes not just the systems and the processes and the IP and the branding and the marketing and all the rest of it, but the practical mentoring around, all right, what do you do in this situation? How do you overcome that? How do you manage a client here? And how to not behave like you normally might as a selling agent, because you'll burn your client and you'll ruin your reputation. And then what you do need to do instead of operating in terms of what will be a habitual way that you're unconsciously aware of that you do.
Okay, great. So property advocacy is obviously, it's a growing sector. There's a growing interest in it. People are coming into the sector from all manner of different kind of angles, not just, real estate agents making a transition. Why would somebody consider a franchise with Property Mavens franchising as opposed to being an independent operator?
Yeah, well, it's like anything, you can be an independent on your own where you're starting from scratch, you've got no profile, no brand, and you're competing with, dozens of others doing the same thing. Or you have the ability to benefit and leverage off my brand and my reputation and my, media profile and awards and all the rest of it, and literally have a ready to go solution put in front of you for less than the cost of a cleaning franchise. Again, so you can hit the ground running, making money doing advocacy, rather than wasting time, effort, energy and money setting up a business from scratch, trying to reinvent the wheel, quite possibly doing it badly because you won't understand the nuances in the advocacy space anyway. And then you're taking a massive punt and betting a whole lot of money on it.
Okay, fantastic. Alrighty. And for those that are then going to contemplate perhaps coming on board with you, what would be the 3, 4, 5 things that you would say are going to be the success factors for them?
Yeah, well, you definitely want sales skills. You know, you want to be able to understand the sales journey and the sales process and how to handle, you know, a sales situation, because you're selling a service at the end of the day. You're not selling a house, but you're selling a service. You need to be highly organized. You need to have emotional intelligence and really good communication skills, because as I said, this is an advisory capacity. It's consultative capacity. If you don't understand the dynamics and nuances that people go through emotionally when they're buying a property and or selling a property, you're going to really struggle to succeed. And then basically the ability to create daily routines and have a daily focus and then implement that. So that's just how to succeed as an advocate. Again, the advantage of the franchise model is everything in the framework to allow you to do that is provided as part of that business in a box opportunity. But they're the fundamental attributes that you need to be able to succeed. And yeah, to be client centric. You know, as I said, this isn't transactional. You're not churning deals. You're working with a client. You're trying to help them make decisions and get outcomes so they can seamlessly move forward into the next stage of their lives. It may be that you work with one client for 12 months before you find the right property for them. So this is not a churn and burn sector. Right. This isn't get them in, get them out, make money in 6 weeks, move on to the next deal. If that's who you are and what you want to do, then please don't come into advocacy. You're not going to be suited for it. You're better off staying in sales. But if you really want to genuinely help buyers and help vendors, and you do have the passion to want to support them on that journey, and the outcome will be, sure, a transaction in real estate, well, then it might well be for you.
Fantastic. All righty. So I hope that's been useful for you to watch. As I said, Miriam and I were both keen to make contact with you. We've had a look at your profile on LinkedIn, and yeah, we just wanted to put this opportunity in front of you for your contemplation. If it's something that's got some level of appeal to you, I encourage you to click on the links below. That will bring you into our platform. We'll then take you through a process where we'll get to know you, and you'll get to kind of know about the opportunity in varying degrees as you progress through our process. I look forward to speaking to you. Thanks, Miriam.
Thanks, James.